are lazy and they want the lazy exercise, right? They want the one where you're like, really, is this even working out? But guess what? You're burning like 150 calories while you're sitting. Imagine that, even more. This is it. This is a great gift for somebody.
Exactly. Or you don't want to do your hair.
Yeah.
Because matter of fact, one of the #1 reasons why women say they don't work out is because they don't want to wreck their hair.
Wow, well.
Yeah. This one's not going to wreck your hair. But, you know, let's get serious, because the bottom line is, on average, even those of us that do find the time to exercise, we actually sit for 9 hours a day. And we now realize that this sitting is quite detrimental to our health, you know, affecting our blood pressure, blood cholesterol levels, immunity system. They've actually compared long periods of sitting to smoking. So to me, it's so great that I now have a solution for my clients. I've been a trainer now for well over 30 years, here at TSC for 25, right? And so it's so great when you get your hands on a great product that can make such an impact on so many people's lives. Yesterday, Natalie, I had a new client come into my gym, and when a new client comes in, I ask them what exercise equipment they have at home. We were training on the Total Gym, and then she goes, oh, you know, I just got gifted one of those Cubies. It was in the family, no one was using it, and she's just like, but you know, there's probably nothing really. And I was like, oh, hang on. Do not underestimate the Cubii. Yes, while you're working, while you're studying, it's a great way to increase your blood flow and circulation and your calories, as Natalie said, by 85%.
Wow.
But we have free online Cubii workouts. And my 85-year-old mom did 2 Cubii workouts a week, and in 5 months took 20 pounds off her body. So if you want to do Cubii weight training, Cubii with resistance bands, Cubii cardio, we're there for you. And it's not an additional $5.99 a month.
Yeah.
It's free.
I love it.
Right? So again, let's be proactive about our health. Let's surround ourselves with tools that are going to make us younger, stronger, healthier, fitter. Because again, we live in an exciting time where we know when we make those changes, when we add those things into our lives, we can make a big impact. Cubii has been here at TSC for over 6 years. And why I can make that statement of over 84% more calories burned when your feet are on Cubii is because of this muscle activation. This study was done by a top US medical clinic, which put electrodes on people to find out how many calories are burned when you place your feet on a Cubii, and that's where we get that number of over 84%. Now, to compare this to a stand-up desk, which has been the solution for many, if you get a stand-up desk, you increase your calorie burn by over 16%. So it's 16, 16. Okay. With a Cubii, 84.
Wow.
Right? So,
and you're sitting.
Exactly. And you'll notice we're not sweating.
No.
We're not huffing and puffing. But again, I want to remind you that if you do want to sweat and if you do want to huff and puff, we have that program as well.
And I'm so glad that you mentioned that, because for a lot of our friends at home think, you know what? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna move and that's great. But sometimes you want that workout.
Yes.
You can really get a sweaty workout happening with the Cubii. And I just want to call out, there's 6 different levels of resistance. I just popped mine up by 1 to number 3.
Right.
And I already feel it.
Right.
Already feel it up here.
Matter of fact, the reason why I started my 85-year-old mom on Cubii, who's now 87, is because she couldn't get herself out of a chair without really working with her arms, and that was creating shoulder problems. My mom at 87 can now do 20 chair squats in a row with no hands.
Wow.
Right. Muscle knows no age. If you're out there thinking it's too old, it's too late for me, my body's too achy, I'm uncomfortable, well, guess what? The Arthritis Society of Canada recommends movement as one of the #1 ways, and it's a drug-free way to help with that pain. You know, you often hear me say, motion is lotion. We have these incredible tools. And how incredible is the Cubii? First of all, it's an award-winning patented design, because I know there's other under-desk elliptical bicycles out there. Cubii is the one that has the research by this top US clinical medical clinic that did this research, so I can share with you that kind of result. Time magazine listed Cubii as one of the top gifts that you could give everyone.
Wow.
You know, with the holiday season coming, a perfect gift, but also with the holiday season, Natalie, comes freezing, cold, wet, dark, yuck.
You know what I hear there? My excuse is coming out.
Right?
Well, wait a second, it's a little bit too windy or overcast today, can't do anything.
Right. And the great thing about Cubii is it allows you to get those steps in. We all are aiming for those 10,000 steps a day, and Cubii helps make it easier. Again, this is our Cubii Move. This is the lowest priced Cubii we have ever offered. It weighs 10 pounds less than our original Cubii, and why we did that is because our customers, you know, found it a bit weighty to move around.
The other one was, and I have that one. It was a little bit and is a little bit more cumbersome.
Yes.
This also seems like a little bit more of a smaller profile.
Yeah, it's a way more sleek design.
Yeah.
So again, with with practice, with knowledge comes power. When you get your Cubii, you will be getting a survey because we really want to keep in touch with you, with your experience with Cubii. And again, with Cubii, you're also going to get a pamphlet so that you exactly know, where do I get started? How do I get started? How do I get the app? We even have a Cubii community with 2 eyes on Facebook. Over 20,000 people are on our Cubii community. So again, don't be afraid. Join our Cubii family. Whether you want to do a Cubii cardio class, Cubii meditation, Cubii stretch, Cubii weight training, and let me just warn you, because I am one of your Cubii trainers. And so when we started filming with my mom beside me, I gave my mom her 3-pound weights that she started with, and I'm like, oh, I'm just going to pick up my regular 12.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, when you sit down, it's a lot harder to strength train. So start with a lighter weight. And again, if you have a lower body injury, this is a perfect gift for you, for a loved one. We have many stories of people that have had a stroke because, again, one foot pushes the other. Bottom line, movement is medicine. And the #1 way to heal your body is through increased blood flow and circulation. And that's what Cubii does.
Okay, I just want to call out, we didn't bring in hundreds and hundreds of these. So this is the time if you're looking for a gift for the holidays. I mean, Christmas is fast approaching. Here's your opportunity right now. And shop with confidence because you're going to be able to get that extended return policy until the 10th of January. So that's 100% confident shopping right there. Another thing I want to mention too is we have those 9 Easy Pays. So that's $19.99 on one of those Easy Pays to get it home. Now imagine being able to do that or give the gift of Cubii to somebody else to see results kind of like this. I mean, this is impressive.
Well, this is my favorite of all time. I've been here, again, as I mentioned, for 25 years. This is my favorite before and after. I'm going to share why. In the before, this gentleman does spin class 3 times a week. So he's taking care of himself.
Yeah, so he's healthy.
But like many of us, we're like, oh, he worked at an office. He does sit for a good 9 hours a day. And he's like, you know what, maybe I'll get a little Cubii, even though I'm in my patent leather shoes. Yeah. Quote from this gentleman, I can't believe I lost 10 pounds in my patent leather shoes, because he was going to spin class all the time, maintaining that weight. The only difference he did was put a Cubii underneath their desk. And I'm going to share with you right now, these before and afters, we were quite diligent. When people send them in, we do the research. We ask them, was anything else changed in your life? Did you accommodate a diet with this? What else is different? And it's just adding a Cubii. But just adding a Cubii makes a big impact, especially for those of us that sit due to work, study, crafting, gaming, binge watching. Because you can never burn as many calories in a traditional workout. In your 1-hour workout, it will never match the 6, 7, 8 hours that you could have your feet on Cubii. Yeah. Even though it might not be as intense or as hard, unless you want to make it with the Cubii workouts. But if you are just using this underneath your desk in your regular clothing, for some reason, we don't think that a calorie burned on Cubii is the same thing as if a calorie that we burn when we're sweating with a headband and our running shoes and pumping iron. A calorie is a calorie is a calorie. And Cubii as a company was shocked when we started getting these testimonials, because Cubii truly was developed as something for the workplace. That's why it's so silent. That's why it's so discreet. That's why it's so incredibly well designed, so that you can continue on with your day. Natalie and I aren't sitting here thinking pedal, 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 pedal.
It's so strange, right? It's just, you don't even think about it.
And we all go at our own different paces. I think you have a faster foot pace than I do, so you're gonna find your natural stride. Again, unless you pop in that app and I'm your trainer, I'm gonna say, okay, we are gonna sprint now. And then you'll sprint, or we're gonna go into reverse now. So it's really helpful to have that app to follow along with different trainers, with different instructors, so that you can see all the different things that you can do with Cubii. But Cubii was initially designed to bring into an office atmosphere, because we know that we all get that 3 or 4 p.m. slump. We all know that sitting for hours is not good. So I know as a trainer, my most unhappiest clients were those that were sitting for hours a day, especially because we're talking about steps all the time. They'd come into my gym at night and they'd go like, yeah, 1,200. You know, and I'm asking them to aim for an 8, 9, 10,000 steps a day. This allows you to get your steps at work while you're working, burn incredible amounts of calories, and a calorie burned on your Cubii feels very different than a calorie burned on your bike or your treadmill or your elliptical. I'll admit it, when I'm on my traditional cardio equipment, I'm always like, are you kidding me? I've been like 9 calories.
And it's been like, you look at the clock, you're like, seriously? It feels like I've been on here all day long, right? And it's only a few minutes. Time just flies.
Right, because we would be sitting here chatting, or reading, or studying, or gaming, and getting 0. But we look down and we're like, what?
I know.
And it's not, you don't have to schedule this in. All you have to do right now is think, where do you sit most? And talking about sitting, because someone on my Facebook page goes, oh, is it as good as biking? And another person answered, it's better because you can choose the chair you're sitting in. So, you know, there is that comfort factor as well.
It's really, I love that concept of picking the chair that you sit in most, right? Because we all have our chair.
Yes.
Right? We all have our chair. For me, I know as we head into January, New Year's resolutions are upon us, and some of you don't do it. Maybe you're just starting to get into a regular fitness routine, and that's great. For me, I always set a resolution, and this year I'm gonna do what you did a couple years ago. Anytime I have my device in my hand, I'm gonna be doing something.
Yes.
And how I'm gonna wrap my head around that is getting the smaller version, which is what we're offering right now, and popping it, because the chair I sit in is a little bit higher like this.
Oh, okay.
So I can easily slide this under, because that's another excuse that I would make.
Right.
I can't have it out because then people would see it, right?
Right.
When it pops under the chair, no one's gonna notice it.
I'm lucky, no one comes over except the grandkids. Number 6, by the way, we just had number 6.
Wow.
Yeah, Ruby arrived on September 13th, so we're so excited. and that's my, you know, as a almost 63, that's my motivation. Is I want to be the best grandma.
Yeah.
I want to be like, that's my favorite grandma, because I want to be able to get down with them. It's not about the workout, it's what the workout allows you to do. I actually call it your fungevity factor. You know, you can say yes to more fun things. Sure, piggyback. Sure, let's go to the park. Sure, let's do this. You can say yes to more invitations, and that's what it's all about. It's having fun in this game of life and not watching back on the sidelines. And I think so many of us think that we have to get breathless, sweaty, uncomfortable to make a great impact on our health. That is so untrue.
Yeah, it really is. And I want you to take the opportunity now, because maybe this is the first time you're seeing Cubii and you're intrigued. This is a newer version, it's a smaller profile, but it's still so impactful. If I put my hands on my thighs right here, you can feel the muscles activating as I'm going with every single stride. I've been at this for about 16 minutes now, and I'm closing in on 1,300 calories burned.
Right.
Or excuse me, strides burned. So strides. And then I could go on and check out to see what my calories are. I'll do that after we have a listen to this.
I would say the biggest obstacle to staying healthy is really finding the time to exercise. You know, with a young family, balancing that with work, to find the time to really dedicate to just exercise is sometimes hard to do.
My biggest pain point in staying healthy was really finding time to work out and finding time to get active and get moving. I commute an hour each way to my office, and finding time with 2 kids just gets hard.
You know, we all get the same number of hours in a day. Nobody gets anything extra. And when you work really long hours and you have a family, those, you know, to be able to do something simultaneously, work and work out at the same time, I don't think you're going to get that anywhere else.
This is an elliptical that's under your desk and, you know, keeps you active, keeps you moving, doesn't distract, it's not loud, it's not noisy. It's great.
It's easy to move around. It's easy to operate. You literally sit down, start pedaling, and you're on the go. You can adjust the resistance and monitor your calories, and it's all very simple and easy to use, as well as quiet.
We heard the word quiet a lot. You hear zip, you hear nothing. So if you're gonna be using this and other people are sleeping, or maybe you're a new mom and you're worried about waking the baby or whatever, maybe you live in an apartment and you're worried about the sound, you hear nothing.
No, and it comes to you almost fully assembled. The only thing we require you to do is put on the pedals, and I just want you to just take notice. You know, any size foot, and that's another great thing about Cubii. It doesn't matter what you weigh. It doesn't matter how tall you are, how short you are. Again, because you're totally adjusting, which can be a problem. Again, if you do like cycling, you will love Cubii because, again, you choose how you sit. It doesn't necessarily have to be in that tall, upright position. There's your resistance knob with 6 different levels of resistance. And again, this resistance knob was key for my 85-year-old mom to get the strength in her legs so she could get out of a chair without using her hands and destroying her shoulders. And then there's your onboard electronics. Everything comes ready to go. You don't have to buy a battery separate. You don't even have to put the battery in. It's there ready for you to go. And within minutes, no matter where you are on your health journey, because we're all at different stages, and life often can change very quickly if you've had a trip or a fall or an injury. This has saved me personally. A few years ago, I fractured my foot, and the surgeon was actually shocked at how quickly I recovered, asked me what I was doing, because again, you don't want to be jumping up and down with a foot fracture. You want to be mindful, but this low impact exercise, what it did was help me to increase the blood flow and circulation. The basis to good health is moving that blood flow and circulation. The heart is the #1 pump muscle. The calves are #2. And usually it's the calves where people get, especially if you're inactive, is where you get the problems with the clotting, the swelling. You know, if you take your socks off and you see that line across your body, we got to get those calves working a bit. When you saw that earlier Cubii animation, there's a lot of calf activation because the calf muscle is responsible for pumping that rich oxygenated blood. So even if you have a shoulder injury, you are getting more rich oxygenated blood up. Right, we want to pump that blood back up, and that's how our cells stay alive and healthy and young. Why we say 70's the new 60s, 60's the new 50, because these people that look younger than their age have discovered that movement, it keeps your healthy hair, you know, your healthy skin. I know there's even a lot, like one of the doctors that come here and talk about skincare, he talks about exercise as well as being good for your skin. So again, if you find that you want to add a little bit more exercise into your life, this is, again, we all sit down every day with you can do this with a cup of coffee, with a cup of tea, with your tablet in your hand, with your phone in your hand, watching the morning news, watching your favorite television programs. Again, motion is lotion. Many of you know I've had both my hips replaced, so and that was due to arthritis. So I know what it's like to feel stiff, achy, sore, not great, and that, even with the replacements, that feeling doesn't go away until I actually move my body. As I mentioned before, the Arthritis Society of Canada recommends this type of movement to increase blood flow and circulation to help alleviate that type of pain. So if you find yourself popping a lot of painkillers, perhaps it's just additional movement. Again, this has no impact on your body. It's so gentle.
It is so good. And again, there's 6 different levels of resistance. So you can really tailor it and increase if you want, decrease if you want. You just want to get moving. I always remember you saying, if you rest, you rust.
Yes.
Right? And this, I mean, that's always stuck to me and stuck in my mind. And I say this all the time, I'm that person that makes every excuse why I can't work out. Why, I mean, like I was joking around earlier, I'd be like, oh, it's a little bit windy today, right? Can't go out. When you have the Cubii at home, there's no excuses. I mean, you don't have to worry about putting your makeup on. You don't have to worry about wearing the right clothes. I'm getting I've just hit 57 calories burned, right? I'm almost 1,900 strides, and I'm in my Ron White boots.
Right? I know.
Seriously. Like almost 2.5 inch, almost 3 inch heels, right? And I mean, it doesn't matter what you are wearing. You're able to get in these strides. You're able to burn these calories. I'm almost at closing in now on 58 calories burned.
I know, and again, they feel better than the traditional way that we have to burn calories. But again, as the weather gets colder, studies show that we move 2,000 to 3,000 less steps, not a week, a day.
Wow.
Yeah, it's quite impactful. And again, bad weather doesn't necessarily mean cold, wet, slick. Even the time change affects our activity level. So if you find that's you, this is such a great solution. And I find as a trainer, it's been a solution for many, many of my clients, not just those of us that are in our 60s, 70s, and 80s and looking to move more, but those younger ones. I have a grandson that's quite a fidgeter. I didn't realize how much he fidgets till we actually went to grandparents' day at his school, and I'm like, oh, he moves around quite a bit more. Probably takes after his grandmother. But you know, this helps them concentrate more. So again, if you do have that younger one, this is like a giant fidget toy for your body if you have a hard time sitting still. Again, with your Cubii, you are going to get a survey card, so you don't have to send it in right away, but we really want to know your experience with Cubii. How do you feel? Do your joints feel better? Are you more energized? We also, people also, when we ask, what's your footwear? Most people, bare feet or socks. No footwear is what they do. But when Cubii was designed, it's so well ergonomically designed because it was meant for an office atmosphere. So that's why you're able to do this in those heels, or your bunny slippers, or your socks, or your bare feet. Again, you don't have to make a special workout time for Cubii. All you have to do right now is think, where am I going to play? Where do I sit the most?
Yeah.
Because it goes anywhere.
And that's what I think I love the most. Again, this is a sleeker profile than the past Cubies. This is the one that I definitely want myself because I want to be able to pop it under that chair that I sit in for hours at a time on my phone when you get trapped on TikTok, right? And you're like, how the heck did now it's 2 hours gone. I didn't accomplish anything. Well, at least then if I have my Cubii, I'm at least accomplishing something at the same time. Okay, so we're closing in on 300 sold. I just want to call out it's our best value of the day. It's $179.99. And again, remember this, we have $19.99 on an easy pay. It'll also qualify for free shipping and handling, so definitely take advantage of that when you are shopping with us. If you want to use bill to, ship to, that means you get the invoice and then we give you the opportunity to send us an address. We will ship this out for free to somebody. So if that's your gift to somebody, I mean, imagine being able to give this as a gift. What a great
This is my new baby shower gift.
Oh, that's so good for moms.
Right. And having a daughter-in-law and a daughter that have the children, you can feel very stressed, especially if you're active, being stuck at home, not being able to get out. You can hold that baby and get those calories in. But I want to share with you, Natalie, because of this sleeker design, I am now able to put this in the passenger seat.
Stop it, I never even thought of that.
I know. So, because long car rides, especially on my hips,
Such a great idea.
are not great.
Yeah.
So while Rob's driving, I'm like, do.
You are hilarious.
Getting
you know,
my
as soon as
set.
I get it home, I'm going to be trying putting it
Put it in the car.
How smart. Now, we're not recommending the drivers do this. It's the passengers.
Right.
Wow.
I know, it makes traveling a huge game changer. So especially those of you that are, RVing.
Yeah.
This is so great. Because again, for many of us, it's that inactivity that's really stressful on our body, especially those of you that may have joint replacements such as knee or hip. For some reason, I find my body gets really uncomfortable really fast. But no, when you're using your Cubii, you don't have to sit in this tall, upright, athletic position.
No way, I'm lounging.
Right, lounge back, relax back, have your popcorn, whatever you're doing when you're watching your favorite television program or when you're on your phone. You're going to be shocked at the amount of not only calories, but the strides that you're going to get in while you're seating. And again, this is all activity that you would not get by doing that. We're not asking you to do anything special. And again, with our Cubii users, over 80% say they look forward. Hello?
My God.
They look forward to using their Cubii. 50% of people report only 50% reported looking forward to the gym. I must admit, I am one of those.
Oh, I'm definitely not them.
80% says that Cubii helps them improve their blood circulation, which it definitely does. 84% say that using Cubii helps them live a more active lifestyle. Why that is because when you start moving your body, it creates that motivation, it creates that energy. 70% of people say it gives them more energy, and I'll tell you why this is true. Because when you place your feet on Cubii, what physiologically happens to your body is it increases your oxygen uptake. You start to breathe more. And Natalie, I even notice it in our shows. We sort of start calm, and then it's like, ah! Right? Because we're becoming more energized. And it, not only is it great for the body, but it's so great for your brain. So if you have that college student or that university student, or even younger than that, because again, having 6 grandkids now, they've all tried Cubii. Actually, Anthony, who's my eldest grandson, who's going to be 11 in January, he has done Cubii classes with me.
Oh, I love it.
So again, it's just another toy to them. Again, like a giant fidget. But this is a place that works in any environment, and it works for any fitness level. Even the most fit of us, you know, getting that extra movement makes your body feel so good. With cold and flu season coming, it helps to strengthen your immunity. You know, the list goes on and on. You don't need to hear me list off lower blood pressure, lower blood cholesterol levels, less stress, stronger immunity, your brain effects, better memory, better performance on test scores. You know, if this was a pill, it would be we'd be taking it by the spoonful.
Right, yeah.
And this is the closest that I can get you. Again, being here at TSC for close to 25 years, you can imagine the fitness tools that I have touched. This one stays in my home. You know, there's those few gems that are just like, it's not leaving, it's going, it's effective, and that I've been able to recommend, especially to my clients that do have those sit-down jobs that they get frustrated, and you know, at that 3, 4 o'clock, they're looking for, you know, they need that energy. Their brain is craving, you know, something's happening, I'm slowing down, rather than searching for that candy bar, that sugar hit. It's all about moving the body to help you stay energized and feel good throughout the day.
All right, stay shopping with us. We're closing in on 300 sold. I want to call out again, free shipping and handling, and $19.99. Now, I was trying to look for the measurements on this one. I'm saying it is about maybe 18 inches in length. And maybe about, I'd say maybe about 10 inches wide. So the profile is not big at all, especially compared to the original version. And then for about height, it's about probably the same thing. It's probably about 10 inches, maybe 11 inches in height. So it's something that is extremely compact, but you're gonna be very impressed with how powerful this is. Again, it has 6 different levels of resistance. I'm closing in on 2,500 strides, and, 2,500 strides, and we're looking at 77 calories burned right now. So this is so good. I know, while I'm working in my Ron White heels, right? Okay, have a listen to this.
If I'm using the Cubii, it makes me happier. I feel like no matter what, I've accomplished something that day.
It's just very easy. So therefore, there's no prep. You just can do it.
I can put an hour just sitting in my family room reading.
I'm using it sitting in a chair, watching television.
Instead of just sitting there on the couch like a potato, I can do a little bit of exercise and keep some movement going, and it makes you feel good.
It's there and it's just easy to grab, it's convenient. How can you not do it?
I sit and use the Cubii in my pajamas.
I definitely have more energy with the Cubii since I've been riding it.
It just gives me more energy, and I feel better if I use it, especially at night. Picks me back up and helps me have energy to keep up with my 9-year-old.
For such a small machine, it can make such a big difference.
As you get older, you realize you have to take care of yourself.
I didn't feel like I was rehabbing. I felt like this was an exercise that I was perfectly capable of doing.
I was at a point in my life where I felt unhealthy, I had no energy.
I'm in my 50s, so if I don't start focusing on my fitness now, I'm not going to be able to walk when I'm 60, and I don't want to be that person.
Along with eating a little better, I started using the Cubii and started feeling better. My clothes fit better.
I've lost like 30 pounds, which is just awesome.
It's so inspiring,
right?
So inspiring.
Especially, you know, when you see a larger person, because their fitness choices are limited.
Yeah.
They're not feeling comfortable. You know, that bike seat may not feel that great. You probably want to do something in the privacy of your own home. And to be in the privacy of your own home, to be able to work with our Cubii app, or just reach out to me. I'm happy to send you direct links to Cubii workouts. We don't want to really hide anything that we've done. Again, I've been a Cubii trainer now for 6 years, and the stories that come out with regards to the weight loss, because first of all, you want to feel successful. You don't want to, you know, get an exercise product and just go, I'm not good at it. You're going to be good at this. You place your feet on, you go. You get super inspired because you look down and go, wow, you know, the calorie burning is happening. And if I can share with everyone at home, when you were on your weight loss journey,
absolutely.
Natalie asked, you know, about, you know, the number of calories. And what I suggest to all of my clients is I'm like, take your goal weight and add a 0. And then for many of my clients, I also suggest that they do aim for 500 calories burned a day. You don't get to eat back those 500 calories, and that equals 3,500 calories, which equals 1 pound. So you feel more in control of your weight loss journey, and you feel successful. And then once you get moving, you're gonna turn that dial and go up to level 1, and then level 2, level 3. You know, put on that Cubii app and try one of the classes, whether it's one with weights or resistance bands or just Cubii cardio or Cubii yoga. Bottom line, you're moving your body. And again, I want to stress, just because I'm not in athletic gear doesn't mean those calories don't count. This is actually a new category in fitness, which is called NEAT activity, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. And the activities that we include in this category are those that we don't get dressed for athletic performance. You know, like picking the furthest parking spot, like choosing the stairs over the escalator. There's been a big turn in the fitness industry where they're like, stop making people feel like they've got to be uncomfortable, that they've got to get into these HIIT zones, high intensity interval training zones, to see some kind of health benefit. That is so untrue. Matter of fact, Carol, a host from TSC, reached out to me. She goes, look, I was just on vacation. I had extra steps every day. I now want to move. I wanted to get, and I didn't gain weight, and I had a great time. She's like, when are you selling a treadmill? Yeah. She goes, because getting those extra, and she goes, it didn't feel like hard work.
It's like effortless.
Exactly. So again, find your thing. What works best for you? And what works best for many, because on average, all of us sit for 9 hours a day, is finding a way to burn calories while we're seated, to burn calories while we're doing things we enjoy. Like perhaps, I know my daughter's on a crazy crocheting kit because she always does homemade gifts at Christmas.
Perfect.
Right, or if you're a knitter. Again, if you are not able to move your body like you want to move your body, perhaps you are rehabbing from an ankle, a knee, a hip, or a shoulder issue, or perhaps you have that lower body injury and you want to be gentle on that but more aggressive with your upper body. I can't tell you how many times I've included Cubii programming in for my own personal clients, and that's why I think you can hear the passion in my voice. And I know, you know, when I have other trainers look at me and they're like, come on, and I'm like, you come on. Yeah. Again, stop thinking that it's got to be crazy intense to see great results, such as weight loss, such as, again, my mom can now get off the couch without using her hands, and that's huge as we get older. Again, we want to be able to keep that strength, but we have to be proactive. No one's going to come and pick up the phone for you. You have to do that and make this a part of your life, and you can do it. There's nothing additional that you have to program in. You just have to put this in front of your favorite chair, place your feet on it, whether it's sock feet, bare feet, your favorite boots. And again, I love this testimonial because in photo A, this gentleman does go to the gym 3 times a week. and then he decided to add a Cubii underneath his office desk. And he says, I lost the weight in my patent leather shoes and not my spin shoes, because you will never be able to compete with Cubii with regards to calorie burning if you do a side-by-side comparison to your spin class and your Cubii use, because Cubii use is much more. You're going to be burning more calories.
It is so exciting. This is the lowest price we've ever offered the Cubii, so keep this in mind. It is the compact elliptical. This is the latest version of it. Sold out last visit, so I'm excited that we have it back in stock for the holidays especially. Look at this difference right here, 10 weeks.
Right, and I want to stress these before and afters. No other change was made to their lifestyle except for putting a Cubii underneath their feet when they were seated. So a Cubii doesn't come with a diet plan. Cubii doesn't come with a nutritional plan. Although, let me stress, reducing your sugar intake, reducing your refined grain intake will make a big impact. So if you want to combine that with your Cubii and you are on a weight loss journey, you will see results even that much faster. Yeah. But with Cubii, again, because we sit for so many hours, and again, look at your phone. Every week, don't you get that little notice on your phone that says, oh, your screen time is up this week? It's like, no. But I love it that you're going to do my resolution.
100% I am.
Even if you just stand.
Yeah, no, I'm going to be picking this up.
Yeah.
Because for me, I know the benefits of Cubii because I have the original. My biggest complaint is being able to move it around.
Size, yes.
Because Dan and I love to binge watch our series, right? We always wait till the series has already played out and then sit down and watch them, right? And before you know it, you've watched 7 episodes.
I know, it's so easy to do.
And your day is gone and we've been lying on the couch all day, right? And you're like, oh my God, felt so unproductive. Having the compact version of the Cubii, I can bring it downstairs now from where I typically sit in the mornings. And another thing too I'm going to be doing is I'm getting up a half an hour earlier so that I can get in my strides, right? And that's the thing, being able to get that workout in. This may be in accompaniment to your workout that you're going to be doing later in the day. And again, I've learned from you over the years is that exercise is cumulative. So if you're doing it throughout the day, you could do it in small little increments, but it's cumulative, right?
Right, and as we get older, when you get my age, Natalie, I find my warm-up has to be longer. Before I sort of jump into the gym, so my regular routine is I work out every morning at 9 a.m. But I now need to warm up my body longer to be ready for that workout. I don't know if that's an age thing. It's probably an age thing. And this is a beautiful way, again, because every day matter of fact, fun fact, I did not start drinking coffee till the age of 61. I was caffeine free.
Are you kidding me?
I'm like, don't like the taste of it, still don't like the taste of it, but I was watching my daughter-in-law have 2-3 cups, and I'm like, that's the secret to chasing those grandkids. So because of grandkids, I started drinking coffee because they're up at 5. I have my coffee, I check my social media, see what's on in the news, and my body is much more prepared for my workout. So if you find that as you're aging, you're just finding yourself stiff, sore, achy, and I know with the colder weather, it definitely affects my hip implants. They are metal, and I do feel creakier. So if you're waking up in the morning, your body just doesn't feel that great, start moving it. And again, it doesn't have to be high impact. By just gently moving your legs in this action, whether you want to go forward, whether you want to go reverse, again, both ways. Once you start going in reverse, way more hamstring activation. But if you find that you are sore and achy and it's taking you a long time to get your body moving, are you making those big noises? I tease my husband all the time because the noise he makes getting up. I'm like, you're announcing to the world how old you are, right? Stop with the noises. This just makes your body feel so much better.
Oh my goodness. I mean, here's the thing. We normally have a 30-day money-back guarantee. We've extended it for the holidays to give it as a gift till the 10th of January. Get it home and try it out.
Right.
See how it makes a difference. Now, I'm just noticing here, I'm 105 calories burned. I just hit 3,400 strides.
Right.
like sitting here working.
I know. Can you, and again, with social media, on our phones, on the television, you can only imagine
This is awesome.
how many strides in a day. It's easy. It's hard to get 10,000 actual steps. It's much easier to get those 10,000 strides on your Cubii. Now, if you want to equate your Cubii strides to you're like, well, how many Cubii strides do I have to do to equate my walking? Is times 2.
Oh, okay.
So if you're thinking, I want to do 10,000 steps a day, or that's what you were doing, but because of the colder weather, you're now not getting out as much, just multiply your strides times 2, and that will equal your walking strides.
That's so good. Have you all thought to yourself, and this is me too, oh, I easily get 10,000 steps a day. Oh, for sure. I remember you and I talking, and you're like, just aim for 8 to 10,000. I go, for sure I do that. She's like, track it. Got a tracker. It was like 2,000. I was doing, and I was parking far away. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Right.
What we think is not what's actual until you start tracking.
Same thing goes with our diet.
This is it, right? I know.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
You're like,
I know.
I have to. I'm writing something down again.
Yeah, I know. But it comes to light, right? When you start to track, and then you realize you're not hitting those target marks of the steps. This is how you can easily and effortlessly, and listen, you can increase the resistance so it can become an effort. And you do the free workouts that you offer, you are dripping sweat, you're incorporating your weights and things like that. If that's your jam, you will love it, and you'll get that full body workout. But if you're saying, you know what, I just want to get the strides, I just want to burn the calories, and I don't want to, or I can't have, that much strain on my body, let's just say, because of, physicalities, whatever it may be, this is the best multi-purpose for multi-members of the family.
Right, and like many of my friends, they're downsizing.
Yeah.
So that they sort of have to choose, do I keep the bike, do I keep the Cubii?
Oh, right, yeah.
So, I encourage you, if you're sort of in that spot of what do I choose, try a Cubii class. Go onto the app, or again, even YouTube, Rosalie Brown Cubii, and you'll see a workout. You'll be surprised. I was surprised at the kind of workout that you can get with a Cubii. Again, those legs are constantly moving, whether they're in that forward or reverse action. We're adding in those sprints. It does feel like you're climbing up a hill. And again, if you want to get additional strength training, which I highly, highly recommend, as we get older, we lose muscle density. So it's really, really important that you do get that extra weight training work in. And even, and for those of you that are more serious about your fitness, don't be surprised if we don't throw chair squats in our Cubii classes. So you can be and you'll see my 85-year-old mom doing the chair squats, because that was her goal. She was saying no. She's just like, if I go there, is the toilet seat going to be too low? Is the couch going to, am I going to embarrass myself because I can't get up and out?
I don't think about those things, but you're right.
Right, and she was developing really bad shoulder problems because she was using her hands. Even thinking about changing the furniture in her home to higher legs.
Wow.
Right? Are they making furniture now with taller legs because our population is aging? Matter of fact, if you're replacing the toilets, because you can now have choice of...
We have high ones.
No!
Really?
My son just did it, and I'm like, you make sure you pick the lowest height, because it's just, again, I always say, make your life harder.
Oh,
Matter of fact, my mom gets the newspaper delivered to our house every day.
Yeah.
And if I'm up first, I push it further down the driveway.
You're so funny.
I'm like, Mom, you got to make it. She's like, can we trade parking spots? Because I'm like, nope, you're parking further because I want, we've got to make our life harder. We've got to get those extra steps. And I know it's sort of natural to try and make our life easier, getting the higher toilet seats. But again, we need to be proactive, and it's making these small incremental changes. This is a very small change. For most of us, we're going to place this in front of our favorite seat and do exactly what we were going to do. And that's the hardest thing about joining an exercise program is like, when am I going to schedule that in? Because you've made that decision, you're going to exercise. Now, when am I going to do it? With Cubii, you don't have that decision. And the great thing about Cubii is that it becomes a habit, and that when you have a habit of again, it's automatic because it's in front of your chair. Your feet go on top, and your feet start moving. This has been ergonomically designed, award-winning. Recommended by Time Magazine as one of the best gifts that you could give either to yourself or a loved one. You know, I know we are an aging population. We are looking for tools that are gentle yet effective on our body.
Yeah.
Again, if you don't want to make this gentle, let me show you the path to that way. So it really targets a lot of populations. And as a trainer, I love it when I have the solution for my clients. Because before Cubii, my office workers, my suggestions would be, just put a kettlebell on the corner of your desk and every once in a while stand up and swing it.
Yeah.
Or, you know, have those resistance bands and I'd get the eye roll.
Yeah.
But now they put this underneath their desk, they get their steps in, they're so much happier. And if there's any employers out there, if you want to make your employees happy, I know we have them in the control room here at TSC. I know Adele has them for many of their workers. Matter of fact, at the University of Waterloo, they now have what they call an active library with tools like this that students can use while they're in the library. And again, this is the original design behind Cubii, why it's so silent, why it's so sleek, why you don't see Natalie and I's body jumping up and down. It was meant to be brought into an office atmosphere, but it has grown. Matter of fact, Cubii is one of the fastest 500 companies growing. And that makes me happy because that means that we are thinking more about our health because we have to do it. You have to physically bring this into your home, place it in front of your favorite chair. You're going to be extremely comfortable. And again, with Cubii, no matter where you are on your journey, you're going to find benefit using Cubii.
Oh, it's so easy to get started. You don't have to worry about, again, we're talking about, you know, what you're wearing. It can come right out of bed and you're literally gonna be in your PJs and bare feet or your slippers. I have my Ron White boots on and, you know, it could be in your patent leather shoes at work. It does not matter what you look like. It is so easy and ergonomic to operate. There's really nothing to it. You put your feet on and you move. There's nothing you have to adjust, right? You have really large platforms for all sizes of feet. Now I have the actual dimensions for you and I wanna call that out too. We went on to the Cubii website to get them for you. We're looking at about 21 inches in length, about 18 inches wide and about 9.5 inches high. So it is such a streamlined and a smaller footprint than the original. And we're looking at something that is the lowest price right now. It's our best value of the day. It's $179.99. We're offering free shipping and handling as well, and $19.99 on one of those 9 interest-free Easy Pays. So now I'm closing in on 4,100 strides.
Right?
And I'm at 127 calories burned.
I know, and just regards to Cubii as a company, and that's why you get that survey card with you because they want to know. When Cubii was first designed, you know, because it was award-winning, they're like, we've got this down. But what we heard from our Cubii customers is that it was kind of bulky and heavy.
Yeah.
So they, you know, redesigned that. So it is 10 pounds lighter. It does have a lower profile so that, you know, maybe you do have that lower desk.
Yeah.
Your knees aren't going to hit the top of your desk. Again, it's still ergonomically designed so you can really sit in any position. My husband is actually having hip surgery. This is definitely going to be part of his physical rehabilitation. And with many people with hip surgeries, they don't want you sitting in this strong 90-degree angle. Well, for rehabilitation, you slide your Cubii forward.
And then you get a recumbent.
Right, more of a recumbent position. They also recommend more of a recumbent position for cardiac patients as well. So this is an incredible rehabilitation tool, and all of us have gone through an injury of some sort. Again, and all of us, when we have that injury, all we can think about is, I want to feel better.
Yeah.
Even with regards to our health, when we get the cold and flu, it's just like, I hate this, right? When you are proactive with your health, your body's stronger. You're able to fight off those yucky diseases and those yucky, you know, our immunity is stronger, our body is stronger, our muscles are stronger. And that's all about quality of life. Natalie, we are all living longer, but it's not, to me, it's not about the length of my life, it's what I can get into my life. You know, we do not want to be sitting on the sidelines. I'm proud to be a part of the Cubii team where we, put Cubii to the test. We had a top U.S. medical clinic do these studies, put electrodes on people so we would find out exactly where the muscle activation is happening, and when this muscle is activated, how much energy is expended. Well, we were shocked. You will burn over 84% more calories when your feet is on a Cubii while you're reading, while you're watching television, while you're crafting, while you're gaming, while you're having your morning cup of coffee or tea. And in comparison to a stand-up desk, it's about 16% more calories burned. Now, if you do have a stand-up desk, I do recommend one of those sleek under-desk treadmills, because what happens when you just stand, it's almost as detrimental as sitting. Because a standing desk, you end up just being stationary behind your stand-up desk. Or the easiest solution, not having to make any kind of changes to your office, slide a Cubii in, right?
So easy, but massive impact. I'm 134 calories burned, 4,320, actually 4,330 strides right now. And I mean, I'm not dripping sweat. I can certainly feel it in my thighs.
Right.
But it's amazing because even like I said, I put my hands on my thighs, you can actually feel everything being activated. It's so impressive. 253-129, so 253-129, lowest price we've ever offered. The Cubii Move Compact Elliptical, and it's $179.99. We're offering free shipping and handling, so take advantage of that. And 9 interest-free easy pays. So that's $19.99. Fabulous gift for somebody. The holidays are upon us. And we normally have that 30-day money-back guarantee. Well, we've extended that return until the 10th of January. So you're 100% shopping with confidence. Give yourself the challenge. Yes, you can download the app, but you don't need the app to use the Cubii.
No.
You can get the free workouts from Rosalie. You just type in Rosalie Brown on YouTube and then Cubii after, and it's Cubii, so Cubii. And you have so many great workouts on there, of all levels.
Right, as well as the app. So whatever is easier for you. Join our Cubii community on Facebook to get extra inspiration because, everyone loves sharing their weight loss success or that their blood cholesterol has gone down, their blood pressure has gone down. Again, be proactive. If you want to feel better, stronger, healthier, Cubii is a really easy way to help you get to the results that you desire.
Oh, it's just it's effortless. It really is. I mean, I'm at 139 calories burnt and going